Okay, so we're about to jump straight into it. You are about to watch me cut a pixie cut into my head for the very first time. Now, I've cut pixie cuts on 27 pieces, but I've absolutely positively never in my life cut it on my real hair. So you about to watch this on a hope and a prayer, and we got our fingers crossed real tight. So my hair, it looks like this because I just took out some braids. I didn't wash it because I knew I wanted to put a relaxer in it. And yes, I did put a relaxer in there because I'm not about to be walking around with no nappy shortcut. So all I did was took the braids out, combed my hair out with the part in the middle because I knew I wanted some to frame my face. Now, I went straight in with the back in case I changed my mind. I was just going to go to the barbershop and get the back shaved off and leave the top. But I was a G and I decided to thug it out. And, because you never know what you can do until you do it. So what you're going to see me do is use my middle and my pointer finger. I think this is a 90-degree angle they call. And I'm going to cut the back all the same length. Like, I didn't trust myself enough to just hack into it. I needed somewhat of a guideline. So what you see me doing right now is just trying to cut everything equally in the back. I am not a cosmetologist. I just can do some stuff, if that makes sense. So I knew what I wanted. I wanted the back really short. I wanted the back really short, and I wanted like a fade look in the very back. I wanted to keep some length on my sideburns, but I wanted a pixie look in the front, if this makes sense. So I knew I had to keep some length on near my sideburns. So that's why you see me cutting that in an angle. So what I did was I cut it at an angle according to how I kind of wanted it to fall, but I kept more length than I actually have right now. I kept more length at the top because you can always go back and cut more. I know when I relax it, it's going to straighten it. It's going to be a little bit longer. You don't want to hack too much off at first because you can always go back and cut more, but you can never add more once you cut it. So remember that. So I'm just going to cut it down to what I think is a good length, and I'll let you continue to watch me do that, and then I'll let you know when I get to the next step. Make sure you are combing as you're going, because being that I just took braids out, I wanted to make sure that I was getting majority of the hair. As I stated, I am going to go back and cut again, but make sure you're combing as you're going, so that way you don't have, way uneven pieces, if that makes sense. And y'all, if y'all going to do something, you just have to do it. Take that fear, throw it out the window. This could have went one of two ways, but please believe me, if it would have went the wrong way, this would have never made it to the internet. Like, it would have just stayed in my drafts, and I just would have wore wigs until I either got it cut again and it looked right, or it grew back. It's really just as simple as that. But I had needed to cut my hair. I needed a reset. That's why I cut my hair. And here, I didn't go buy clippers because my goal is probably going to end up at the barbershop as well. So I knew that with the scissor, I knew that with the scissor skills that I have, the little bit that I have, that I could pretty much kind of finesse the back into making it look like a fade. So that's what you see me doing. And here you just see me applying a base because, as I stated, I did relax it. Now, I didn't leave the relaxer in my head as long as I should have, so my Pixie is still kind of crinkly. But at least I know next time that I will leave the relaxer in there longer. Because some relaxers, like, I feel like relaxers are not the same as they were back in the day. And all it takes is a few extra minutes, and then next thing you know, my whole Pixie would have been on the floor. I would have been looking like Michael Jordan. And I did not want that. I was kind of scared. So I only left this relaxer in my head maybe 4 to 5 minutes tops. I probably could have went to about 10, but I was scared. So yeah, that's that. And I know they say don't comb the relaxer through, don't comb it through, but how is it going to get to every strand of my hair and lay down like I need it to lay down if I don't comb it through? Like, I need this relaxer to touch the roots all the way to the little bit of ends that I have. So I combed mine through, and I still got hair on my head, so I didn't do too bad. So this is after the relaxer. As you can see, it is a little bit more straightened, but as I mentioned, I could have left it in a little bit longer to get it a little bit straighter because you still see texture. And I wanted a shortcut, but I didn't want a pixie cut that I have to curl every day, because I feel that defeats the purpose of cutting your hair off if you're going to put heat on it every day. So I wanted to cut it into a style that even if I did curl it on the first or the second day, that I could just slick it down the rest of the days that I didn't want to put heat on it. So you just see me going in and trimming it again, just to get it, make sure it's a little bit more even, and that I can kind of get the style that I'm shooting to get. As I mentioned, I'm not a cosmetologist yet, so I was just winging it. And here you just see me looking in the mirror, and I'm really just cutting what I feel needs to be cut and trimming what I feel needed to be trimmed. And I even used a razor comb on the back because, as I stated, I wanted a faded look. So I just put my skills to the test, and I'll let you watch me do that. And yes, I know you can still see some of the parts from where I had my braids previously at, but once I get everything slicked together and molded down, those lines would disappear. So don't worry about that. Here you're going to see me kind of put part out the middle top. As I stated, I wanted my length more at the top, and I wanted the sides really short along with the back, except for my little sideburns. I wanted some length there. So you're going to see me kind of part out the top so I don't cut too much off the top, and make sure I'm focusing more on cutting the shorter lengths on my sides and the back. Now, if you're planning on being as brave as I was to cut a pixie on my real hair at home, you want to make sure that you have some sharp scissors or some shears, whichever one you choose. So I am using brand new scissors because I wanted them to be sharp, and also my razor comb is brand new as well. I wanted the sharpest of the sharpest if I was going to do this. And here you'll see me using that razor comb that I mentioned earlier. I'm just using that because I know it's going to cut as low as possible without cutting me bald. And I actually ended up using that on my entire back and sides, honestly. Once I got it molded and before I curled it, like, it was still too long for my liking. So that actually cut me down to the perfect length in the back of my head, not just the nape. Like, the nape I wanted bald because I told you I wanted a fade look, but as far as like the hair that I still had back there, I went over it with a razor comb and it gave me probably just about an inch of hair all the way around my sides and back, and that's what I wanted. So it kind of gave me a clipper effect without the clippers, if that makes sense. And I don't think I recorded that part because at that point I was just ready to make sure that the final style came out to be cute. So I think that part actually did not get recorded, but I'm telling you what I actually did. And this is mousse, you know, the good old Nairobi foam that everybody swears by. I will tell you this. I think you should wet your hair first, either like when you freshly wash it, or and then apply the mousse, or add water to it like with a spray bottle and then add the mousse. I think it helps it to lay a little better. Why, I don't know, but I didn't know that. I didn't figure that out until molding my hair the third time. So just a little tip if anybody got this far in the video. And you want to mold your hair down how you want your curls or your style to lay. And I wanted like a little wavy situation going on in the front. I wanted the back to lay completely down. And no, the back is not perfect because I'm not a barber either. I just was doing what I did. So you are more than welcome to go to the barbershop. I'm definitely going to go to the barbershop, but after taking braids out, washing it, relaxing it, like, my hair is sensitive, so I didn't even want to take the chance of putting clippers directly on that because I know my skin too sensitive for that. So what you see me doing is just cutting what needs to be cut because some pieces were still long. You see me molding it how I want it to look before I put the curls in there. I did not want an actual part in that. I just wanted some swirlies around the face and the back to lay really flat. And if you're not, if this is not something that you do on the regular, like, these swirlies is harder than doing edges for me. This is my opinion. Doing swirlies on a pixie is so hard, way harder than doing edges. I don't know why, but I guess because it's more hair. So I'm just doing the best that I can do. It don't actually look bad. I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to you, but it could look a lot better. But this is the first mold. I'm just trying to figure out what needs to go where, what needs to be cut in order to get the style that I really want. And honestly, I feel like unless this is your everyday profession, something that you do on a regular basis, I feel like when you cut your pixie, like, especially me, because I did it myself, when I cut my pixie and I molded it for the first time, I feel like everything was just a trial and error. Like, I'm just really trying to figure out what I like in order to get a cute style. So of course you use your black strips and you let it dry, air dry, sit up under the dryer, whatever you want to do. But this is the final look, y'all. Like, I kind of ate this style. For somebody who has never cut a pixie on her real hair, like, you would be lying if you say I didn't eat this down, because I did. Like, it came out so good. I do want to dye it jet black, and I do feel I cut a little bit too much off at the top because I want a little bit more to cover this forehead of mine. But I ate, like, I 8. 4 plus 4, 8. So if you're brave enough, you can definitely try it. And if you try it, just let me know. But yeah, this is the final look. Catch me in the next one.